we move to the top, we're rising. From undercover, future wealth providing. Bringing together men and women with knowledge. We stay vibing like the kids in college. Creating new lanes, showing no pity. Unity wins, this is for our kids. We knew Jax Citi. Yeah, yeah. We knew Jax Citi. Yeah, we knew Jax Citi. We knew Jax Citi. Yeah, they call us New Jax Citi. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jay Evans, and this podcast is brought to you by New Jax Citi Capital.
Hi, my name is Nicole Brooks. I'm the owner of Brooks Empire Property Buyers. I'm also on the advisory board of New Jax Citi Capital.
I'm also the CEO of Evans Awesome Concrete and Home Repairs, and also on the advisor of New Jax Citi Capital. So, how your week been so far?
Hey Jerale, my week has been actually pretty great. Been out taking care of a lot of business. Nice. Looking at a lot of properties. The rain kind of slowed me down, but it doesn't stop my employees from, working on the phones and still, taking action within the business.
Okay.
How about you?
Okay, nice. It's been going pretty good. Like you said, the rain, it's been like this all week. That I'm running a roofing company. It could be good and it could be bad on both ends. They get the call in and you know how it is, or so it's been pretty good. On the concrete side, a little because it's concrete, obviously.
Correct.
So. But other than that, it's been pretty good. So,
okay. That's good enough.
Nothing too major. But once pretty much that slows down, I kind of just jump into a lot of real estate investing, like virtual, as in how I do it over my cell phone a lot.
Okay.
On my laptop. But other than that, the week's been going pretty good.
So virtual, let's get into your virtual real estate. How does that work with your day-to-day actions with you closing, virtual deals through real estate?
I mostly deal with virtual real estate time-wise at nighttime, because it's always construction in the daytime. So at night times, I'm a little free up once I get done with my estimates and et cetera from there. So once I free up after that, I just usually just jump on my phone. And actually, in my phone, I have different emails. Different emails come from different wholesalers, brokers, realtors, everybody who has my email, because it's spread across the internet.
Correct.
So what that's being said is, once they run across a deal, they also, whether it's Tampa, Texas, Georgia, they send it to me. I have active buyers nationwide. So once they actually send those properties to me, I analyze them. If it works for my buyer, then I send it off and connect the dots, and that's how we wholesale. Virtual, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty active. It's pretty active, once you stay up on it. So.
Okay, great. And you say nighttime, so a lot of people get confused about that because a lot of day-to-day action for me goes on during the day, especially for closing and things like that.
Right.
So when you say night, what are those times looking like for you when you're sending those emails and things, and how are you closing those deals, during the day with your, while you're out in your concrete, how are you closing those deals at night or during the day, how are you doing that? How are your transactions working, with you at night?
So usually when I'm doing virtual, and usually when you're doing virtual, it's probably like 10 to 15 days as in closing after you work a deal.
Okay.
Probably like the average, what I'm saying? So, but I do have a broker. She actually handles all the contracts, what I'm saying? So once she do that, that's giving me time to come in, and she be like, hey Jerale, look, this deal, after I work the deal, then I'll send it to her. And then she'll be like, hey, I sent the contract back to you. So it's kind of a mutual thing, what I'm saying? So,
okay, great.
So when I'm out in the field, she'll be playing the part on the deals that I had already analyzed.
Correct.
And once I actually get in the house, she'll be send me that contract back and be like, hey, we can make a move on it.
Okay.
She'll reach out to the lenders, she'll sell her, and then once I get in from work, then I could jump in. You know what I'm saying? Once I jump in the real estate, then she fill me in with all I need to know. So that's mostly how I balance real estate and construction at the same time.
Okay, so that basically goes into having a team. So
there you go.
When it comes to real estate, team building is really, really important. So do you have any questions for me?
Yes. About your commercial real estate. I want to get into that just a little bit. Now, you very good at wholesaling, for those who don't know, she's very good at wholesaling commercial real estate. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Well, wholesaling commercial real estate is definitely a different ball game from wholesaling single family real estate. Let's talk about how I got involved in it. This guy actually introduced me to wholesaling commercial real estate one day, and I was just going all over the place, with the single family. He's like, hey, I got something that you would love to do. Let's, take a look at this. And I'm like, oh, what is it? So I went over there one time and I seen all these big numbers. I mean, millions. I mean, $20 million deals and all this stuff going. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm intrigued. Like, I have to get involved in this. So that was about what, 4 or 5 years ago?
That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I took action. I mean, I took massive action. I started driving for dollars. I started doing the way that he does it, connecting with brokers. But that way didn't work for me. So I actually started doing mailing campaigns with the commercial real estate, and I started closing deals. Wait, let's take a step back. I actually put $20 in my gas tank. I drove for dollars,
right.
And I closed my first 24-unit commercial deal
Nice.
Here in Jacksonville, Florida. Last year, I did $5 million in sales only on commercial real estate. So, yeah, it's pretty good for me when it comes to wholesaling commercial real estate.
Now, as far as how do you usually market? You don't have to give us all your detail, but as in what's one of the ways that you actually market wholesale real estate?
For wholesaling, you want to know how I market for commercial or single family?
Let's talk commercial.
I do letter campaigns.
Nice.
It's the best way to market for multifamily for me is letter campaigns, and it's been working for me tremendously. So that's what I do.
Nice. Okay. So you do single family real estate too as well?
Yes.
As in wholesaling. So can you kind of divide the two out of commercial and single family? What's the difference between
Single family and commercial, they're very different. Single family, as if you don't know, but single family goes off of what the neighbor's home is selling. And, a lot of people are so used to wholesaling single family real estate. For me, it's simple to me. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the commercial side of real estate, there's different things that you have to understand as far as the language, also dealing with the sellers, and analyzing the deals. So when you're dealing with commercial real estate, there's different things that you have to understand, like NOIs, which is the net operating income, ROI, which is your return on your investments, cap rate, which is your capitalization rate on the property, and things like that. And also analyzing the deals. So when you're analyzing a commercial deal, it's completely different versus analyzing a single family, because there's multiple doors that you're analyzing versus, one door comparing to others. You're not comparing a commercial property really to others in the area. You're going based off of that net operating income that's coming in on that property. So that's just a little bit, why it's different. Commercial and single family is completely different.
So you talked about teams earlier. How important is your team to you?
My team is actually very important to me.
Nice.
Because when I'm not able to do certain tasks, my team is actually handling those things. Like now, I'm doing a podcast. I have my cold callers right now on the phone, contacting those potential sellers. Okay. And also handling my SMS campaigns right now as I'm sitting here building Brooks Empire. Okay,
and to piggyback off of that, teams is very much important, because I'm also out in the field, but not necessarily meaning I'm physical with it, as in driving around, meeting new clients, as in, et cetera from there. I have probably total roofing crews. I probably have 10 roofing crews. And actually 11, but I say 10, what I'm saying? But as far as concrete, we have 2 solid crews concrete. So pretty much, it's just a team, like she said. The team is really what builds an empire,
So, just to go into that, how long did it take you to build that team? And what were the difficulties, in that process?
When we first started, I had still has a business partner His name is Nate, but he has relocated. He's no longer stays in Jacksonville, Florida, but he still participates in the business. He's actually stationed in Kansas. So pretty much, we kind of started, it was back 5 years ago. It was actually when me and Nicole met. Actually, when I met him, he had just got out of the military service. So once he got out the military service, he was a property manager for my dad's company. So I get to a actual job site and I see this guy and I'm like, damn, you know, he has potential like me. I like his work ethic. So long story short, he knew a lot about roofing. You know, after I picked his brain, come to find out, I know a lot about roofing. When I first started roofing, I started commercial roofing. You know, so with that being said, he knew single family. So we had combined the two and we had opened up a business. Okay. So it was kind of difficult as in starting off because it was just me, him, and he flew his brother out and one of his other friends. And we actually started doing them ourselves physically. You know, just the four of us knocking out roofs. You know what I'm saying? We had the experience. We knew what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? Everything was permitted, licensed. So it came to a point we was like, you know, it's time to elevate because now we started getting more clients. Correct. We can't get more clients, go to them and work on the roof. Correct. So we came to the perspective like, let's find teams to do this. So we ran across a few Guatemala teams, a few Mexican teams, licensed and insured. So once we ran across them, we started dishing all our work out to those guys. Okay. And you know, we got a pretty nice, decent profit off the first, second, and third one. So we like, okay, let's see if we can expand. So once we started expanding, then that's when things really starting to look good for us. So now that frees us up to actually go to clients and, you know, actually take care of business and keep the work flowing as our crews keep moving. Right. So that's pretty much it. It has its little tit for tats in it, but it's part of the territory. And you know, as long as you keep moving, and if you have a destination that you're trying to expand and grow your company, then most of all, it'll 100% turn out good. Okay, great. So, let's go back to real estate. You actually are involved in wholesaling real estate as well. Yes. How does that work for you on a day-to-day? How did you get involved in that? I got involved with real estate. For those who don't know, he actually is the president of New Jax Citi Capital, which is my brother Ira Evans. So before I actually jumped out here entrepreneur-wise, I was working for UPS. I was at UPS for 7 years. You know, so it wasn't kind of fitting what I had going on as far as financial-wise. So I'm like, okay, something gotta be better. In the meantime, my brother's out here killing the whole wholesaling game, killing it, you know what I'm saying? Bringing in checks after checks after checks. So once I left UPS on a good note, he actually like, look, this is where it's at, real estate. Like, I'm telling you, you need to get into it. So I did a lot of thinking, because by this time I didn't have no job no more. I was pretty much out here to the wolves. So what that being said is, I started doing a lot of studying on real estate. And once I started doing a lot of studying on real estate, he started mentoring me. So once he started mentoring me, I was putting two and two together. So as I was putting two and two together, I was gaining more knowledge, my IQ was starting to build up, and then I was starting to take action. And then he actually came to me, he said, look, if you have the deal and I have the buyers, let's combine them and let's close the deal. Awesome. So, and honestly, let me ask you this, I'm not gonna cut you off. Okay, go ahead. How long did it take you to get your first deal? It took me, after him mentoring me, it took me probably about a good 3 weeks. What? And I was driving for dollars, crazy. Okay. $20 a gas tank. Crazy though. So crazy. How many leads were you gathering daily as you're driving for dollars? Because you guys need to know this, everybody that's trying to get into the wholesale business, is definitely, you have to be phenomenal. You got to be a beast. I call it guerrilla marketing. Yes. How many leads were you just driving for dollars, and how long? You know, what was I driving? Okay. You know, it actually took me. First, I'm going. How long was I driving? I was driving for probably like, I started with $20 of gas, and I was down there on E when I was done. Yes. So with that being said, right when I was on E, I seen the street, and I was like, I think it's time to go home. And then as I get halfway home, I was like, I'm gonna go on that street. So I ended up busting the U-turn. I busted the U-turn, I seen the for sale by owner sign. If you find a for sale by owner sign, that's like gold, because that's direct to the owner. So you got a better chance to negotiate, and etc. From there, you want to build a relationship, actual relationship with him to make him feel comfortable, you know, him selling his piece of assets to you. So with that being said, it took me a while, and how many it probably took for me just to run across that first one, I say about probably 10, it was like 10 out of 1.
10?
10 out of 1.
That's better than me.
Yeah, 10 out of 1.
Yeah.
And I think I was on the west side of Jacksonville, Florida. So that's, you know, I know your biggest market is, I know you do it everywhere, but you mostly target that north side area. The one everybody was scared of, she was over there taking action. So definitely. And she was closing deals and everybody was running from over there. So that's I know that was her target, and I was like, well, let me see if I can take out this west side target. So it was a little bit more easy, but at the end of the day, it's all a numbers game. So you can find a for sale by owner, but the numbers always have to make sense for you to close the deal. Now as in you being a mom of two girls, and you juggling your commercial and your single family real estate career, how does that kind of explain to them, because there's a lot of single moms out there that want to do what you're doing?
So to be honest with you guys, now it's very balanced, but in the beginning it was tough. My daughter, I used to put her in the car with me and drive for dollars with her. So I'm a no excuse type of woman. Everything that I want, I'm going to get it and I'm going to have it. So my oldest daughter is 13. I started doing this about 5 years ago. And like I said before, I actually put her in the car and we're going to drive for dollars together. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to make phone calls together with my kids. And you know, we're going to go from there. So my youngest is 3. So I had my oldest a while, and then I ended up having another baby. And I was very active in the business once I got pregnant with my second daughter. And it kind of scared me a little bit, but I'm a no excuse type woman. So guess what? That's when I got really active on my phones. I said, hey, I'm pregnant. I can't go outside, put signs out no more.
Right.
I can barely go outside and drive for dollars. I'm pregnant now. Let's do something else.
Right.
I studied for my real estate license. I passed my class with 90%. I never went and took the course. Guess what? I got connected with so many brokers, so many connections on the multifamily side.
Right.
I actually locked up $1 million deal. We didn't close it, but I did. So I got active on my phones and active in my education. And that's actually what I did. So, and after I had my daughter, gave myself a little time, and I got back to it. So as soon as I had her,
Nice.
and I was able to get back to work, I got right back to work. So really, as far as balancing everything out, it worked out pretty well. Once again, I got to go back into that no excuse. I have no excuse for my life. I can't stop. I'm not the one that can look back for a handout or look back for someone to save me. I had to save myself and my family. So it actually works out very well. And as of today, 2022, I have great family support for me and my business. So I have no excuse once again. I just get to work. So as far as single moms out there, or even moms that have support with their family, if it's something that you want to do it. Once again, no excuse. Like before, was doing it with my baby in my lap. I'm telling you, do it. You know, just go out, believe in yourself, and just go and do it.
Right.
It's really just that simple. Go out and do it. If you're driving for dollars, put that kid in that car seat, drive for dollars with your kid. If you're making phone calls, teach your kids discipline. Hey, you have to go watch TV. Mommy has to work. Shut yourself off. Get on that phone. Make those phone calls. And also schedule around your time. Let's say your kids are in school, or you can even ask someone to watch your kid when you have appointments, an hour, 2 hours for that day. Make sure you can schedule that and go and see those appointments. But there's no excuse when it comes down to being a single mom and working in a real estate industry.
Okay. So that was some good advice for you single moms out there. So you definitely got to be very determined. You know, you got to do things you don't want to do so you can do the things you want to do. And that's really what it boils down to, especially when you're in the real estate. Because honestly, it's a lot of work, but after you close your first deal, your minimum will shoot up. You know what I'm saying? And if it don't, then me personally, I don't know what the gig is with you, but if you don't see super progress after that first deal, you just gotta keep going, because once you get that first deal, it's skyrocket from there. And 9 times 10, it may be 10 grand or better. You see what I'm saying? And
definitely 10 grand or better.
10 grand.
And it's not simple, you guys. Just to piggyback off what he's saying, my first deal, it took me 6 months to close my first deal. But my first deal was $10,000.
Nice.
And I thought I was the richest person ever when I got those $10,000. But it kept me going. When I went to the bank and I could get that money out and I could see that money coming from where I came from, wow, you know, you did this, you were able to accomplish this, let's go further. And also, even after that, it took me a while. I was closing one deal every 2 to 3 months. It was very, very frustrating for me. So I'm like, there has to be better. It has to be more. So guess what? I came up with this term called guerrilla marketing. I started becoming a beast. I mean, everybody knew those yellow and black signs. We buy houses. I put them everywhere, in the Walmart parking lots, in hair salons, everywhere. Even my bandit signs, I was doing 100 signs a week. So, you know, I got crazy with it.
So you was talking about bandit signs. That the city of Jacksonville, Florida is, you know, very strict where they put them at now, but that's really how I ran into this lady through her bandit signs. And once I ran into her through her bandit sign, that's when we connected from there. So tell me about more of your bandit signs, because you had them flooded all over the city. Like everywhere I turned, I seen that 469. I seen the number everywhere. So tell me more about that hustle.
It's a hustle. And for me, I love what I do. So I make it fun.
Right.
I stack those signs in my car. I'm determined to do it, and I do it at night. And I used to put those signs in there in the nighttime. Hey, I'm getting in my car and I'm outside. And I was determined. I mean, I made so much money from bandit signs, you guys. I mean, for me, bandit signs is one of my #1 marketing strategies. Nice. As far as the city goes, they are pretty annoying. They will fine you, but there's ways around that. And as you guys come into our group, we'll share those gems with you, you know, in our group setting of how you can go around the city contacting you and finding you for your bandit signs. But yeah, it's really good. I mean, the most I've made off of bandit signs so far is $30,000 just off of a phone call. Nice. So yeah, get those signs out. Yeah. Get the marketing. And
once again, that plays on the same perspective. You may not want to do it, but it be days where you need to go out there and get that sign down there, because 30K off of sitting in the house, and you probably close at less than 30 days, correct?
Yes, definitely. So, and it was not even in Jacksonville, Florida. It was in Georgia.
Virtual. There you go.
Yep. So how about you? How do you do your marketing when it comes down to your real estate business?
So I have a lot of wholesaler people that's joined to me. So I JV a lot of deals.
JV, correct.
I JV a lot of deals. I'm not gonna lie, I JV a lot of deals. The ones that I don't JVs, I'm direct to homeowners. JV is pretty much joint venture. And pretty much you guys, for those who don't know what JV is, let's say it's me and Brooks was working together. She brings a deal to the table, and I also have a buyer. And then we connect the dots and we close the deals together, and we split the profit 50-50. And that's pretty much joint venture. You know, it is just how it sounds. So pretty much, I mean, that's real estate, man. Once you get out here and take action, you know, whether it's single family, you know, small multifamily, or large commercial real estate apartment units, you know, it's the same method, but it's steps to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And once you go through the small, it's gonna become easier every time.
Correct.
You know? So that's really is. I tell people it's not hard. So some people explain it to you, but once you actually self-educate yourself, it's not hard at all. You just got to get to it and get with it. That's really what it determines down to.
And get with it.
And that's what it is. As far as mindset based, like, you got to stay focused. You have to stay focused in real estate. Yeah, we human. We all get sidetracked. but you have to stay focused in real estate. That's the only way you're gonna close a deal.
As far as mindset goes, especially being a female in this business, you have to be strong-minded, strong-willed, confident, and just focus. I mean, that means from your peers and everything. So when you really want something, once again, you're gonna go after it. That's shutting your phone down when people are calling you in the middle of the day and you're working. I can't answer, can't talk, don't want to talk, I'll call you back.
Exactly.
As long as it's about that business mindset, just stay clear-headed, stay focused. That's all I can really say. I know it's so cliche, but seriously, stay focused.
Yes.
Making sure you're time blocking your schedule for what it is that you need to do. So as far as let's go into my daily time blocking schedules. 6 a.m. I'm waking up. 7 a.m. I'm meditating. 8 a.m. my kids are at school. 9 a.m. I'm back on my phones, making my phone calls, following up my clients, maybe going out to see properties, all the way up until, let's say, about 2:30. I have to go pick up my kids. From 2 to 3, there is no real estate. I'm picking up my kids. 4 to 6 o'clock, we're back onto the real estate.
Yep.
We're back onto real estate.
And that's called, and that plays a factor with determination. You got to stay with it. And the more you actually set your life on pretty much those type of, not necessarily her steps, but similar to hers, you will close a deal. You will close a deal, and you'll keep closing deals. No matter what nobody tell you. You're gonna get the no's and the hang-ups all day long, but out of those no's and hang-up, it will be somebody, can you come over?
It only take one yes.
One yes.
That's all you need. It's one yes. And trust me, that yes is going to have you on fire. You're going to be pumped up and ready to go. So listen, stay motivated, stay focused. We look forward to seeing you guys, ladies and gentlemen, at New Jax City. We have a mixer, once a month, but it'll be coming soon, so stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you guys there.
Well, this was a very, very good episode. I'm glad, Nicole, I had to sit down and have a nice chat with you about your business and how you operate it. It was definitely thrilling, and hopefully you helped a lot of single moms out there and etc. from there. It's awesome, man. Your business is awesome. I like the way you run it.
Same with you. I've actually learned more about you.
Okay.
Since we haven't sat down in a while.
I know it's been a while.
Yeah. So hearing how you have expanded, with your teams and things like that, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I look forward to doing more business with you
Always.
in the New Jax City Group and with Evans Concrete.
And that's what it is. We'll see you guys later. And this episode has been brought to you by New Jax Citi Capital.